Chief Williams had killed 6 wives for wealth and long life. Sandra was the last ingredient. Sandra's life looked like a dream on Instagram. She lived in a mansion in Banana Island, drove a customized Range Rover, and her husband, Chief Williams, showered her with diamonds. But every night at 11:45 p.m., the fairy tale turned into a nightmare. While other wives were tucked into their warm silk sheets, Chief Williams would lead Sandra down a corridor she had learned to dread, the long marble hallway that smelled of embalming oil and expensive perfume, toward the door that was never supposed to exist. "If you want to remain the queen of this mansion," he would whisper, his voice cold as ice, "you know what you must do. You know where you must sleep." The diamond on Sandra's finger was the size of a pigeon's egg, but her heart was as heavy as a lead coffin. To the world, she was the queen of Banana Island. Her Instagram was a sea of private jets, designer bags, and photos of her handsome, doting husband. But every night, when the clock struck 11:30 p.m., the luxury ended. Chief Williams would stop smiling. His eyes would turn cold, reflecting something ancient and hungry. Time to pay the rent, Sandra, he would whisper. He didn't mean money. He meant her soul. 3 years ago, Sandra was a village girl selling roasted corn by the roadside. Chief Williams had spotted her, swept her off her feet, and transformed her life overnight. But on their wedding night, before the celebration even ended, he led her to a room at the far end of the east wing. A room with no windows, sealed with a heavy iron door. Inside, 6 women lay arranged on 6 elegant beds, each dressed in white lace, each perfectly preserved, their faces smooth and still, their hands folded over their chests like sleeping royalty. Soft music played from somewhere Sandra could not see. She had screamed. Chief Williams had let her scream until she was tired. Then, calmly, he poured 2 glasses of red wine and sat beside her trembling body on the floor. "These are my wives," he said simply. "Adaize, Nkechi, Fumi, Ronke, Blessing, Chisom. Each one gave herself so that I could live long and prosper. Their life force feeds the covenant." And now he placed the glass in her shaking hand. "You are number 7. 7 is the number of completion, Sandra. You are the most important one." Sandra had stared at the 6 still faces. 6 women who had once laughed. 6 women who had once had Instagram pages and designer bags and thought they were the lucky ones. "I will become like them," she whispered. "Not yet," he said, smiling softly. "The covenant requires time. Every night you sleep in that room, surrounded by your sisters, the ground drinks a little. By the 1st anniversary of our marriage, the ritual will be complete." Then he made her kneel. He placed a small, ancient knife against her palm and pressed until blood came. "You will never speak of this room to any living soul," he commanded, his voice filling the entire mansion like thunder. "If you do, your tongue will rot in your mouth before the words finish leaving it. Do you swear?" Sandra,
Yes,
trembling, bleeding, had sworn. And that was how the golden cage was built, not with iron bars, but with an oath sealed in blood. Every night without fail, Chief Williams would appear at Sandra's bedroom door at exactly 11:45 p.m., dressed in his silk robe, holding a single key. The walk down the marble corridor was the longest walk of Sandra's life. Every single night, her bare feet on the cold marble would echo through the silence of the sleeping mansion, and with every step, her chest would tighten. She had begged, she had cried, she had tried everything. Chief, please. One night, she grabbed the door frame of her bedroom, refusing to move. "Please, I cannot go in there tonight. I cannot lie in that room again, please." Chief Williams looked at her the way a man looks at a clock that is running slow. Mildly irritated, not concerned. Sandra. She said her name the way a teacher corrects a child. All the luxurious lifestyles you live is not free. It's time to pay the rent. You pay every night. This is the price. He reached past her and lifted her silk robe from the hook behind the door, draping it over her shoulders with almost tender care. If you do not sleep in that room tonight, the covenant will turn on you before its time. He stepped back and gestured down the corridor. You would not want that, would you? Sandra pulled the robe tight and walked. She always walked. The room smelled of roses and something underneath the roses that Sandra had never been able to name.